Finesse Gang, we are back. And you already know what we're here to do today. We are doing another lineup review. But guess what? This festival is not happening in September. Oh my god, every festival I have reviewed, the last 4 have been happening in September. So this one is happening Saturday, July 31st and Sunday, August 1st in California. This one is Hard Summer 2021. And we are looking at the lineup in depth, reviewing all the artists today after the intro. So let us get it.
Can I get a year?
I'm the festival finesser.
Hello festival goers of the internet. Welcome back to another festival lineup review. For those of you guys who are new here and do not know me, I'm the Festival Finesser. This is my channel, a channel that revolves around music festivals and live music-going experiences with a focus and concentration on dubstep and riddim. If you are not following me at a festival day by day when they come back, you're probably following me at a show in New York, New Jersey, or Philly when they come back. And if you're not following me at a festival or show when they come back, you're probably sitting with me here at this desk getting life hacks, trick tips, festival reviews, lineup reviews, EDM news, controversial debates, and any other words of advice I can give to you guys to make sure you can have the best festival going experience possible. Today we are talking about Hard Summer Music Festival, which goes down in California. I do not believe there was a 2020 lineup that was released last year, so this lineup is a whole entire fresh lineup. It is happening July 31st and August 1st, as I mentioned, at the NOS Event Center, the NOS Event Center in California. So kicking off Saturday, July 31st. Actually guys, before I get into this video, I forgot to mention some things that I need to make you aware of. First off, this video is being sponsored by KB23 Pins, a relatively new pin company that has just emerged in the bass and music festival scene. They have a group on Facebook called Riddim Kids Pins that you can join and stay up to date on all upcoming information and previous releases as well. They also have some new pins dropping in the upcoming weeks that I'm going to preview to you guys now. Some Zed's Dead and Rugrats themed ones, some Cyclops Army ones, and a Dino themed one probably for Excision and Lost Land. So if you guys are into collecting and trading pins, definitely check out KB23 Pins. Also, just because this lineup is happening does not mean that I'm encouraging you guys to go, and does not mean that COVID is gone and this festival is safe. Yes, it's legal. Yes, it's happening. Yes, it is announced, but COVID is still a thing. So this is just a disclaimer and a reminder to remember to wear a mask and be considerate of those around you and respectful of your festival community. I am simply doing what I've been doing on the channel, reviewing lineups and festivals that have publicly been announced to the festival community. I'm in no way encouraging you to go. I'm in no way telling you that it's safe. And I just want to remind you guys to be careful and safe if you do plan on attending. If you're not planning on attending because you feel it's unsafe or irresponsible or you're just uncomfortable, please do not shit on those people who plan on going, because that is 2020 energy. We do not need that. Show love, get love. You know what I'm saying? You do not show love by being an asshole. So with that being said, let us get into this 2021 lineup for this festival. So kicking off Saturday, July 31st, we have Future, Rez, K-Trinada, I don't even know how to say that, K-Trinada, RL Grind back-to-back Bauer, that is a crazy trap back-to-back. Then we have Don Toliver, Jaws, Ikali, Lil Durk, Maya Jane, Coles, G Jones back-to-back Eprom, goddamn, A-Track, Wax Motif. Those are the headliners for Saturday, and that is a nice, diverse-looking lineup. You got Future for the hip-hop heads, Rez for the EDM heads, RL Grind back-to-back Bauer for everybody, Jaws pretty much for everybody, Ikali for the EDM kids, Lil Durk for the hip-hop kids, G Jones and Eprom for the bass kids, A-Track for everybody, and Wax Motif for the house kids. So lots of diversity in those headliners for the first day. And then into the next tier of artists, we have Yoltron, who is going to be bringing some more trap vibes to the stage, I feel like. And then we have Virtual Riot, who is going to be bringing some heavy dubstep, and all-around great producer, great DJ, great energy for his sets. Then we have Walker and Royce going to be bringing some more house vibes. Then we have Kid, who is kind of like, I feel like Kid is kind of like 1788L in a way. Maybe I could be wrong with that analogy, but and then we have Snout, who I'm not familiar with, Blunts and Blondes, who is going to be bringing some more wonky, wobbly, chill kind of stuff, but also can get heavy at times. And then we have Charles the First, who is going to be bringing a definitely more chill and relaxed kind of vibe to this lineup. And then we have Ardalu, who I'm not familiar with. Born Dirty, I'm pretty sure is house. Phantoms I'm not familiar with. Mr. Carmack is going to be bringing a variety of sounds, but I feel like is more trap, but could also fall into the experimental kind of category as well. And then we have Bijou, who I'm pretty sure is a house artist. Drezzo, I keep saying, is house music and Rez combined. Then we have Prosper, who I'm not familiar with. Bleep Bloop, who is a more experimental freeform bass artist, but kind of more in the heavier aspect. And then we have Soul Clap, who I'm pretty sure is house. Party Boy 69, I'm not familiar with. Sage Armstrong, I think is a house artist. Crazy, I'm not familiar with. Tynan is definitely more of a bass artist, but it's hard to distinguish if he is a dubstep or an experimental artist. He kind of falls like in that gray area in between. And then we have Holly, who I'm not familiar with. Annabelle Engold, Hex Cougar, I'm not familiar with. Zaya, who is going to be bringing some heavier bass, possibly some dubstep to the stage, but definitely more of an experimental freeform artist in my opinion. And then we have Shade, Nostalgics, Cam Girl, Minoki, Night Punk, Ranger Trucko, and Dials. And the only artists that I'm familiar with of those last couple are Night Punk, who is going to be bringing some more heavy dubstep vibes to that day. And then that concludes the first day. So a real nice diverse lineup, honestly, and a lot of big artists on here. And then on Sunday, August 1st, headlining, we have DJ Snake back-to-back Mala. That is huge. That is a massive back-to-back for the house people. And then we have Dylan Francis, kind of a DJ for everybody. Then we have 2 Chainz for the hip-hop people. Scream, old school dubstep set, which sounds pretty sick. Then we have Keizo, who is going to be bringing a nice variety of sounds. Definitely a heavy artist, but also a very bouncy and jumpy artist. Usually has a lot of rock and metal influences in his sets. Lots of guitars, lots of drums. So definitely a cool and diverse set to check out if you're into EDM and especially heavier dubstep bass sounds. Then we have Ian Dior, who I'm not familiar with. Hulk Gang, I'm not familiar with, but it looks like that says Valentino Khan back-to-back 4B. And again, that is a massive back-to-back, crazy duo. Going to give you lots of energy in that set, and that is a real unique back-to-back and a real cool duo. Then we get Slushy, bringing you a nice variety and diverse range of genres, from dubstep to psytrance to melodic dubstep to pretty much anything, honestly. Slushy plays a bunch of music and always has nice, diverse sets. Then we get Joyride, more of a bass house artist, bringing you some bouncy house vibes, very jumpy and energetic kind of sets. Then we have Say My Name, who is very hard terror trap, very aggressive sounds, high energy, mosh pit kind of stuff. So definitely a crazy set to check out if you're into some high energy kind of music. And then we have Solardo here wrapping up the headliners for Sunday, who I'm not too familiar with, but I feel like is a house artist. And then into the next tier of artists here, we have Dombresky, who is a really dope house artist. Then we have Ruby Rose, who I'm not familiar with. Riot 10 up next, bringing more hard, heavy sounds to this lineup. Then Lee Foss, I'm not familiar with. Mario Judah as well, I'm not familiar with. Gesture is going to be bringing more house vibes to this day. Then we have Elohim, who I'm not familiar with. Following that, we have Norju, who is going to be bringing some more house vibes. DJ Scheme, I'm not familiar with, but I feel like is going to be bringing some more house. Manila Killer, I'm not familiar with. Whipped Cream, going to be bringing you some more dubstep sounds. Usually a heavier set, but her sets can get all over the place with some bouncy trap, even some weird stuff up in there. And then we get Nitty Gritty back-to-back Wookie, which is going to be another high-energy set. Lots of jumpy and high-energy, kind of bouncy house kind of stuff. Then we get 1788L, who is kind of like a more heavy res. I kind of put 1788L and res in that same kind of category, but I feel like 1780L just a bit heavier with the sound. And then we have Bad Boys Club, which is Cray and Gigi McGree. That's going to be a female power hour right there. And then we have Vanessa, who I'm pretty sure is a house artist. Softest Heart, I'm not familiar with. Heckler's always been one of my favorites. Used to bring a more heavy sound, but has kind of transformed his brand into a more uplifting, feel-good kind of melodic sound. Then we have Cassian, or maybe Cajun. I'm not really sure how you would say that, but I have no idea who that is. Then we have Lucati, who I'm not familiar with. Nina Las Vegas, I'm not familiar with either. Lake Bicala, Austin Mills. Dak Daniels is a really heavy dubstep artist. Sippy is a female bass artist. Probably put her in the dubstep category. Then we have Benda, who is a really heavy and underrated dubstep act. Then following Benda, we have Kaposi, Lisbana Sisters, The Mike B. Then we have Arias, who is a really cool kind of like house, electro house duo, but they have a really unique sound and have some really cool remixes out there. And then we have Ravel and Too Deep, and that concludes this Hard Summer 2021 lineup. So a really unique lineup, real diverse, lots of hip-hop, lots of EDM, and a nice diversity of EDM as well. We have some good dubstep artists, some good experimental artists, some house artists, some trap artists, and some really cool back-to-back. So this lineup is definitely on my radar. The only thing I do not like about Hard Summer, it's a 2-day festival with no camping, and I'm really into those camping festivals because I feel like they attract a lot more of a core EDM crowd, and these Cali's 2-day city festivals are very kind of mainstream, and with this mixed crowd of Future and Lil Durk, you know, we have a lot of like hip hop, a lot of mainstream artists on here, and with this big mix of artists, you are going to get a big mix in the crowd, and there is just going to be kind of like a giant mesh of hip hop kids and dubstep kids and just kids that live in the area that want to party because they heard about Future and Lil Durk playing, and you know, it's just going to be a real kind of weird crowd. And it definitely kind of attracts more of a mainstream audience, and is not like a core EDM festival. It's a kind of it's an all-around festival, but it's not like an all-around festival like Electric Forest or Bonnaroo. It's very kind of like mainstream and city-oriented, and kind of has like a city vibe, as opposed to Bonnaroo or Electric Forest, which is a massive festival with a variety of lineups, but has a variety of things to offer, not just 1 or 2 stages and you know, in a parking lot with some music. You know, those festivals are in the woods and have art and a whole experience, and you know, kind of immerse you into the festival and kind of make it a whole different world and reality for that weekend. I feel like this festival is just going to be kind of like a Rolling Loud or a Moonrise or an Izu, just kind of like a mainstream festival to cater to everybody, not just EDM kids. There's no problem with that, but it is going to be kind of a weird crowd and kind of different than what you're used to if you're someone that's been going to a lot of camping festivals and a lot of core EDM festivals. But like I said, the lineup is stacked. A lot of my favorite artists on here, a lot of hip-hop artists on here, and it's a very unique and diverse lineup. Lots of back-to-backs, and I think it's a festival I could possibly attend because I've never been to Cali on a leisure. I've only been with family and stuff like that. Never gone with the homies. Never been to a West Coast festival either, so it'd be a cool experience and a cool vlog. So if you guys have any information on heart, some of you want to share, let me know in the comments for myself and others to gain knowledge about, whether it's first-hand experience, advice, or just little tips and tricks. So that concludes this lineup, guys. Shout out Cali Finesse Gang. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and I may not see you at this festival, but I will see you at a festival probably this summer, and I will definitely see you for more lineup reviews to come on the channel. So keep it locked, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Deuces.